The idea of the WPA financing murals and projects and arts for thousands of people, and so that I've always connected that in my head with the possibility of my Shapes project, that everyone on the planet could have one. I came up with a very specific set of parts, like 300 of them, and they all have numbers, so that everything I do, I can make sure that I don't make any two pieces of art alike. These would be the top parts to the shapes, and then these are the bottom parts of the shapes, and each one has its number. You can see how I can take, say, this shape and say that shape, put it together with this shape and another bottom shape, and then I wind up with a shape that has its number. On the Oregon Trail, they have there's this big rock, which they call Independence Rock. It's huge. I can't remember how big, really big. And it's also called the Register of the Desert, because what used to happen historically was pioneers would be coming and they'd go past the rock and they'd spend the night there, and they'd all sign their names on the rock, sometimes chiseling it in. Other people would just use the grease from the wheels on the carriages and write their names on the rock. So there's a few thousand names signed on this one rock. So when the idea of doing a project in Oregon, for some reason, instantly brought that to mind. The museum brought me out to Bend, and we had a list of local entrepreneurs, and one of them I really, really liked. We seemed to have a lot in common in terms of how we worked with things, and she makes buttons.
He would create the shapes and bring them to me, and then I would turn them into buttons. It seemed really exciting to me, so of course it was a big yes for me. There's a handoff back and forth, and a trust. You know, I mean, he absolutely is trusting me to take his shapes, it takes them to their highest point, you know, and then give them back to him. And then he'll do the same. He'll take that and take it to its highest point. So it's very interesting to notice your own reaction to shapes. Some of the shapes are, I just love them. I love some of the shapes. And other ones, they make me mad. You know, I'll just look at it like, really? One shape will look just sort of mighty, you know, like it's got biceps and it's strong, and then another one will look sort of like a couch potato. It's like, you know, you have these reactions to the shapes. After having handled every single one of those shapes, I still don't know what the exhibit will be like. So I feel very excited to see what you do with my little babies. You know?
The idea for the project is that it can go on after I'm gone. I mean, after I've died, and somebody can inherit this and continue making shapes, so that in the end, conceivably, theoretically, everybody on the planet could have their own shape.